Hi there, are you a beginner designer and you're looking to design your first mobile application in Figma? In this video, I'll be teaching you how to design the first splash, onboarding, login and sign up screens in Figma like a pro. Without wasting much of your time, let's get started. Alright guys, so let's dive into it. So here is like the assets that I'll be using for this designs. So here are like our onboarding images that I'll be using to set up to like build our screens. And here I was able to do like some preloaded input fields that I'll be using also on the designs for our sign up and login screens, and also created buttons and all of that, and a lot more components that will be used like a professional. So if you have not seen my video on components, you can go ahead and watch, and I think I'll be recreating that video again to fit in the new Figma layout, because the video was created using the former Figma layout and it might be a little bit confusing with the placement of where component icon is and how those placements are now on the new interface. So let's dive straight into it and start designing our screens, because I know you guys are excited to see that right now. So from the last video, I want to recall or let you know that we mentioned how to get our frames on Figma. So what you need to do is to either type F on your keyboard. It shows this side panel with all of your phone frames, or you just come directly to this background and see this icon called frame. Just click on it and you come here and select the type of frame that you actually want. So in this video, I'll be using 430 by 932, which is iPhone 6 Plus for my design, because I think I like this space more. And so immediately I click that, I get this. Then let's zoom out so that you could see. So the first thing to do is to rename. So I'm going to rename this to be called Splash Screen 1. And now we are going to create like, I think, 3 splash screens just to show the animation and how things supposed to be moving. So here, just more like a professional, because if you're designing like a beginner right now, most people just design just one splash screen and it doesn't give this interaction. It doesn't welcome your user. User is like, it's just static, nothing is happening, right? So yeah, you're designing this. So the first splash screen is going to have like a white background, and I'll just show you why. So this is why I created this component. So I just come here and pick my logo and just drop it inside my frame. So come here and I'll center it, right? So now I'll just make it a little bit bigger to fit in. Remember scale from our last video. So you click on K and scale your logo so that it doesn't miss like what I just did earlier. So if I remove the K, if I start moving around, you see that. If I remove the K and not scale it anymore, you see what I'm saying right now. It's just going to be messy and around. But if you go back and do your K properly and click on K and scale your logo, you're going to get the scaling moving at proper proportions to each other. So yeah, I just adjust it till I feel satisfied. Then the next thing to do is, this is our first splash screen, and I know it's so easy, right? Just to put your logo in the middle and move. The next splash screen is to add a little bit of detailing that a lot of beginners will not do. But this is why you're on my channel, to learn the little subtle act of being a professional at what you do. So even if it's splash screen, you know how to design it properly. So yeah, the platform is supposed to be like e-commerce platform. So I came up with this logo and all of that. So we come here to do a second splash screen. The same thing happens, just move this logo in here, and we are going to now I'm just double checking to see if my alignment is proper. Then we have the loader icon. I know you'll be asking what I need loader icon from, but we need loader icon, which is going to be what's going to be on our second splash screen. So what I'm just going to do is drop it here, Control P to paste, or no, Control V to paste rather, and come here and just align it to fit what I want. So yeah, it's just supposed to be like a loading icon for the users to know that something is actually happening, because there are some applications that you open and it takes time to load and there's nothing happening, for the user to know that something is actually happening on the app in the background. So let's do that. Then the final screen is going to be, let's switch the color a bit, and I already have like some preset color already. So I have my green color. Then what we just need to do is to copy this logo, drop it inside this page, and switch up the logo type. So to the white variant that I have here. So here we just have the white variant already. Then I come here and select my loader also, and select and switch up to the white variant of this. So in just how many minutes you have been able to design a very perfect splash screen for your next mobile application. It's going to give it this professional flow and look. So you can just take some time to make yourself happy. So moving on to the next, which is our onboarding, and that's why we have these images. So they're called onboarding assets. So I just come here and duplicate the screen, and I rename my splash screen and call it onboarding 1. I just name it onboarding 1. So next thing to do is to remove the background color and remove all of these assets inside of the screen. Then I just come here and change my color back to white. And here, all I'm just going to do is drag in my image. So I have one image here. I'm not putting it directly into it, I'm just putting it beside. So I'm going to do something on this page, which is what a lot of designers don't do. So just like we have for developers when they are developing or implementing your designs, there's something called div. So when you are designing a splash screen like this or onboarding screen, so I like to always divide my screen so that it's just simply the way the developer is going to develop it is the way I'm designing it. So most times a lot of people don't do this, they just put the image and everything is all messed up. So here we have our image container or div inside of this guy. Then I come here, I give it a few. I already have some preset colors here already that I want to use for my, so I chose like a light yellow test color. If you want to know how to set your preset color like this, I'm going to create a video after to do that. But I have a video that also talks about that around components and all of that. So you could check out my video or also wait for videos on this. So clicking on light yellow, you can see that my color changes, and the reason why I chose light yellow is because we have like a lot more yellow on the on this image that we're going to use for our onboarding 1 screen. So I come here, I just control V my my image on this page, then I drag it a little bit down to give a little bit of negative space on this. Then now I know you'll be like, wow, it was already making sense here. It's making sense already. So we have this design here, our onboarding components, text and all of that. So I come here and I'll just copy it and paste on this page, right, so that it fits. So now one thing we should do that I kind of omitted that I have to go back to is, and I'm going to show you guys right now, which is layout grid, right? I almost omitted it, but let's go back to that. It's better than not talking about it at all. So most times in your design, it's already looking good like this. If I turn off my layout grid, nobody would know, right? But it's best practice to always use layout grid for your designs, right? So now there's something layout grid does to your design. It makes your design so perfect. When somebody's inspecting your designs, they know, oh, this guy is very good. Nobody's going to know out there. You and good designers will know that, oh, this guy is like designing pixel perfect, right? So I come here and choose, and I decide to show it. So to set up your layout grid, I think I mentioned that in my last video, but let me go through it again, sake of this video, or people that are just seeing this video for the first time. So here you click on grid and you go to column. Usually it's just like a guide for you to make sure that your design is pixel perfect. So now most times I like to use 4-column grid for my designs, and margin is 20 also. Now you now see that I already have a margin, and you see that, see, what I created from my component is not fitting my design here. So now I'm going to make this entire page auto layout. I'm going to give you auto layout, right? I'm going to just do Shift A to give you auto layout. So this entire page has auto layout, and I'm going to make sure that this component that is this behind is filled. Now, if it's filled, and I'm going to now give my side padding 20 based on the padding that we gave my content, my grid. The grid is, see, this is the grid. The grid has margin of 20, and what is called margin? Margin is this line that is here, right here. So now I already gave the space 20, which is here already, and I have to give the right side 20. So you see that without touching anything, I'm just changing the figures. It's now perfect, fitting my grid layout, right? So this is what we are talking about. So right now we already have our design all looking perfect and cool, and now we created our button component right here. So see button. So here I can just change the name of this to next, right? Because it's already like a component, and anything we do just moves like that. So now these are just normal random copies, and I think we can just use other copies afterwards in our designs. So now let's move to the next screen. So now we finished one onboarding screen and it looks perfect. So let me turn off our layout grid so that you guys can see. Simple as ABC. You don't need to stress yourself. You're just designing like a professional. There's nothing anybody can tell you. You are a professional doing this right now. So now here we have our design perfect, auto layout, everything cool and nice. So right here, the next thing to do is just to maybe later come back and adjust our image depending on what the other pages look like. So just duplicate again and move to onboarding 2. Automatically Figma already follows you and knows that, oh, you're designing onboarding 1, it means you need to design onboarding 2. So what we're just going to do is come here and copy our image again. This image that we have here, I'm just going to copy it and put it here. So one funny thing about me is I like to play around with colors a lot, and that's what really gives the joy to the design, right? So here I have this design, I have this happening, right? And here, see, I'm just trying to play around this to get the actual design that we got from here. So yeah, I think it's looking a little bit closer to this. So now we have all of these guys happening here. And by the way, if you have any question of how to get this image, I got the images from Icon Scout, and you could always check that out to see. Yeah, it's paid actually, so premium. So yeah, I have this image, and I think I don't like the color of the background, so I have like a preset color ready for this. So I'm using a blue in the background to do this. But the blue is too much. I'm just trying to, like, because I have like a blue on this bag, and I'm just trying to look for something to accommodate it. So we could literally play around the color a little bit to make it a little bit light. I feel like the blue is too much. Yeah, so I'm just giving it this low-key feel. So now the next thing to do is to maybe write another copy for this. Let's say shop with your friends. Shop with friends. With friends. Let's just give this little copy. Then the next thing to do is switch our indicator. So our indicator is here, so we just switch it to the middle. Then, because a lot of people don't do this in the indication stuff on their designs, so we always like to do that. Then we now move again and duplicate this page. Then on the last page, we now have our last image that's going to be on this page. This is for delivery. So we just come here and do, because it's a shopping platform, So we just come here and do this, drop our image inside of it, and do this and do that. So here, so now we have all of this happening, right? So we have our delivery guy images. So we just change the copy here to and say and call it Swift delivery. Swift and let's give you more context. Swift and reliable delivery. So we can still work on the copy, but for the sake of the video, I don't have to start looking for copy for that, right? So then I adjust my indicator. Then one thing you should do is, since you got into the last of this, you just write get started, because most times some designers don't change, because call to actions are very important. People are expecting, oh, okay, I've seen this, what's not the where's the last place? So change this to get started. Then let's switch our background image a little bit to a green. So yeah, this is giving more like the energy that I want. So I'm just playing around with colors so that the user don't get bored, and we're just giving playful colors around so that people really get excited using the application. So now we have this, and there's something we're missing. So you should not make your design too self-centered, and you feel like, oh, you want to see people to really read what's going on. There's always an option for them to skip here. So let's create a simple button for skip. Just make it harder for them to skip. It's also a UX dark process where you actually want the users to you want the users to actually, you don't want them to skip, and somehow you still you still put it there, but it's going to be difficult for them to reach. So I'm creating this in the auto layout, and I'm just reducing my paddings. Yeah, so let me just give this like 3, let's give this 9 on this side. So I just come here and drop this. Let's see if you can give it some rounded corners, or just leave it like that and just use like some type of icons inside of it. So let me see if I can get icons right here for my asset. It's taking time to load, so let me just keep that for now. So I drag my skip here, and I kind of give it like a feel and a little bit of rounded corner. Let's say some 4. Then I'll just look for my simple light colors to give it. So I just give it this light color. I can't see too much, but let's give it a stroke in the outline, and let's see what that looks like. So let's give this some type of from here, but it's going to be like a 0.5 or looking at. Then we're going to reduce our font size to like a 12, and we come here and just adjust this to fit our pattern we have here. So we really don't want users to skip, and at the same time we still want them to see that, oh, there's a skip, but they're lazy to raise their hand to go and skip it, because we still want them to actually visit our platform. So we want them to see what we are actually doing. So now, so now we're good. So now you can just duplicate the same thing across for every other page. You could switch your button to any type that you want as it fits, but this is what I wanted to do right now. So now we could just move around. So this is skip. So you just can literally skip this page and skip it and move to get started. So the next thing to do is now to set up our login and sign up page. So setting up our login and sign up page, we already have our inputs right here, and we have our logos already sitting pretty here. So we just duplicate this also and say, let me drag this to another section right here. So we have this. So I just call this a sign up screen. So what are we supposed to do on the sign up screen? We are supposed to have a number of things, right? So we're supposed to have our status bar, which is the first thing, very important. So I'm still using my auto layout from the last design, but yeah, I'm just trying to not waste too much time. That's why I'm reusing some of my components. Don't be like me. So now everything is looking scattered right now. Yeah. So let's look at this again. So our status bar is here and is properly set up right for the design. So our padding is 2 here, which is 20. So if I click on this and set out my layout grid, you see that it's perfect. Right. And I think this already has like its own design already to fit what we have on this design. So here I don't want my status bar to be this. I want my status bar to start from each of this edge. So I can just detach it and say say all of my components right here. I just put them together and I send it to the edge, and I also send this to the edge, right? Right, so that's fine. So that's cool. So then you can also do like constraint and all of that, but I don't want to bore you with all of these things. So straight up to our sign up. So we come here and carry some of our designs. So we still need our logo again to go on this page. So our sign up page, and what are the data that we're looking to get from our sign up page? We're looking to get we're looking to set up our text. So let's use, for the sake of the tutorial, I didn't set up like a font type skill because it's just going to take some time, and I'm trying to just record the video quickly. So here we have our header text, which is 24 bold. So I'll just come here and say create your account or sign up on next buy today. Sign up on next buy. So then we have like our body content, which is also the same thing here. So it's just gonna give us everything is gonna come together. I'm just setting it up this way so that you guys can see. Let's remove our indicator. We don't need it on this page. And see the way I'm using auto layout across. If you need a tutorial on auto layout, I have a video already that talks about that. And you can also check my TikTok to understand more about auto layout. So yeah, I'll just change the content and say create your account by completing the feed below. You get, that's all. Then you just come here and I want to merge these guys together and reduce the spacing between them. So now we're good to go. Just keep this 8 so that it looks a little bit more together. Then I have my next bar and I'm still putting this guy auto layout and reducing the spacing to like a 24. So we have this fancy looking guy. Don't forget our button is still here, so you see the magic pretty soon. Let me make this initialize this field. So now we just come here and drag some of the input field that we might require. in the course of this design. So I come here and I pick my input field, and I just click on this and drop it inside my auto layout. So first you can see it fits already, right? So because I didn't start from scratch to design, I already designed all these things. I have a video that captures how to design a component. And if you still want me to create like a new one with this new interface of Figma, you could just drop a comment and just let me know. And also please like, share, comment on this video if it really impacted you, and share it to your friends, let them know, and turn on the notification bell so that you can get more videos when I drop them. So moving on, we have the input here. So I think the first thing we should ask for is the email address. Then what's the other one we should ask for the sake of sign up? So the next one we should ask for is what I used to duplicate is Control D. So I think the next one is what do you call it now? We need to ask for their name. Yeah, just so it's an e-commerce platform. So let's ask for their full name. I don't want to make my input field too much. So here we just say or enter full name. And here we say enter email address. So now next thing to do is to group this into the same. I'm not grouping, I'm giving them auto layouts and I'm spacing them to 12. Can you see that? So now we have address, then we have email address. Can you see? Then the next thing to do is if you want to ask for their phone number too, you can, depending on what you want to. But then let us ask for phone number. Let's do create a password. Create password. Right, then we have this. So now we have like variants of these guys. So for the password field, I'm going to just switch this to a password field and change this to EG, because there's this trend that literally helps you on the UX side of things, where you can help people, like you can literally tell your users what they should do and the samples of things that you want them to input. So yeah, I can just put, let's say e.g. John Doe at nextbuy.com. So now let me switch this back to, it's not field, it's just normal input, and I'm turning up the icon on it. Then these two can also go back to my normal input. So input 1, I'm turning up my icon on it, and I'm giving them e.g. John Doe as a full name. So now it's already looking like a sign up page here. I know you're all excited already and seeing how this thing works, right? Can you see that you are already designing a very fancy, professional looking sign up for the next brand you're designing for, right? So now let's still keep on the grid line. So there's this part of it where people might say, oh, I want my users to sign up with this. I want them to sign up. So I already created a component for this, which is I want them to be able to sign up with Google. I want them to sign up with or log in with Google. So now we're going to remove this button here, delete it, and drag in our pre-made component for this right now. So I already have this, and it fits perfectly into what we're looking at. So all I just need to do is switch this from you don't have an account, sign up. You already have an account. So here now I just come here and click on create account, right? So now You can see that we just finished designing a fancy and a professional looking sign up page in just few minutes, right? And it's really nice, really nice. So here we're just asking for full name, email address, password, and the password has the eye icon already listed. If you want to know how to create this component list, drop a comment, then I'll create a video on that, right? So from here we move on to creating the login page within minutes and we'll be done. So now we just have to switch this. They're not far-fetched. Just log in to NextPy, right? Log into NextPy and complete the field below to log in. Right, so here we have this. Then we're removing some details, and here we're just switching our password from create password to password, right? And here the only thing we're just doing is to update this to the sign up one. Then we're just switching the button content to login, right? And you are just going to be so good, right? Like you are just going to be, I think there's a typo here with what I did. I need to put them together, but you can see how fine and how good this looks, right? It looks so nice. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It looks so good. This is by signing up. This is supposed to be by, I think I kind of mismatched it together, so I just checked that again and fix it. Now, that's just a copy issue, but I already fixed it. So now let's do this. Let's adjust this back to regular. Okay, so now you can see it says by signing up you agree to do this. By continuing you agree to our condition and all of that, right? So here now we just need to change the label to login, right? Login screen, right? And there's something we are forgetting, which is reset password. So one thing a lot of designers forget is this guy, and it's really important, right? How to reset your password on a login screen. So I make sure I don't forget it. So forgot password. Forgot password. Just do this, then you make this to reset. Or you just remove the entire stuff here and they can just click on it and reach out to you, right? You just click on forgot password and they just get like a forgot password screen on your page. But we're not getting to forgot password screens today. So without wasting much of your time, this is what the screen looks like. This is the splash screen. This is the second one, the other transition, the onboarding 2, onboarding 3, and we have our sign up and we have our login page. Very, very professional. Then one thing I would also like to actually share is sometimes you can just play around with the way you can. Right now you should be able to design this by yourself, no matter how long you watch the video. If you watch it over and over, you should already be able to design something out of this. So now the other things I might like to share is also you can also present your designs on this using this. Even after this video, when you're able to come up with yours, you can be able to present your designs and show people what you've been able to do today or learned from my channel. And I would like to show you what it looks like or what you can do like that. And I think I have one. So yeah, so one of the things that you can also do after all of these fancy designs that we've done to showcase on your social media or your WhatsApp status or something that you learned something today is you can also create like an Instagram post frame like this. If you want the Instagram post frame, you can just come to here and you see social media and you are able to get like the Instagram posts 1080 by 1080. So if you want to just showcase and post mockups on your Instagram, so here you can just have this and pick any of the screens that you want to show to anybody and just come here and do this. You just duplicate it. Don't touch your actual design, just duplicate it. You can just do Ctrl G and duplicate it and bring into your design. And one thing you should always do is before you do your mockups, you can give your frame some rounded corners so that it looks a little bit like really professional, like it looks like it's inside a phone screen. So you give it like this, then you give it a drop shadow, which is the effect. Give it a drop shadow, and you just depend on what or how much you want it to spread or how much you want it to go. Just add some blur to it. Then you switch your color a little bit, depending on what you want to achieve with your colors. Then you can turn it down a bit and just play around. So you come inside of here and you see you already have one design. Just scale it so that it doesn't, when you're shrinking it doesn't affect your pixels. So you can just do this. This is one of the screens I have. Then the second one is this. You can just pick any other one that suits or best fits your design. Do this, drag it like this, and just do the same thing. Copy the background effect. Just come here. This is what I do most times. I just copy what is here. I just copy what is here and I paste it on my image. So now I can also come here inside and scale it down to fit what I want. Then I just move this a little bit up. Then I give it rounded corners. Rounded corners, like I think this is 10.21, so I think I like this. So let me just give it same thing here. So here right now we have all of this happening, and the funny thing is that you don't even need phone mockups to show your designs. You can just have this here. You can switch your colors depending on however you want to switch your colors, but it has to be lighter colors because of the background shadows that we already have. Or you can remove the shadows. You can just turn off the shadows. Let me do something. Let me turn off the shadows, and you can just play around with it. If I turn off the shadows, then you can now switch your colors around to do anything that you want to do. So if I come here and do this, can you see how your design looks so clean? Design looks so clean, right? And if you want to decide to use like a smaller background or stuff, and the same thing, you could do the same thing for your login and sign up screens, right? Just come here and do this. Just copy it and just play around with the rounded corners. Rounded corners is 10.21. Just come here and delete this one that is inside here, right? Come here and do this and just drag it inside of your frame, right? Then just reduce the width a bit, then move this up and move this down. Can you see, like, I just play around with your designs, and before you know it, your design is already sorted and you are designing login sign up screens like a pro. So that's how easy it is to design your first splash, onboarding, login and sign up screens on Figma like a pro. So if you like this video, please like, share, subscribe and turn on notifications for subsequent videos on this channel. I'll catch you in my next one. Bye.